What if the exercise you've trusted for years isn't actually the best way to stay healthy after 60?
For decades, walking has been praised as the go-to activity for older adults. And while it's certainly better than sitting still, new research shows that walking alone may not be enough to protect your strength, balance, and independence as you age. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 in 4 adults over 65 experiences a fall each year. Falls are not only the leading cause of injury in seniors, they're also the #1 reason many older adults lose their independence. At the same time, studies confirm that after 60, people naturally lose about 3% of their muscle mass every year if they don't actively work to preserve it. That gradual decline makes everyday tasks, like climbing stairs, getting out of a chair, or carrying groceries, much harder than they should be. The good news is that surgeons and medical researchers now agree certain targeted exercises do far more than walking when it comes to keeping seniors strong, mobile, and confident. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that older adults who practiced strength-based and balance-focused moves reduced their risk of falling by nearly 40% compared to those who walked alone. That's a game-changing difference. So today, I'll walk you through 5 simple exercises that have been shown to outperform walking when it comes to senior health. They don't require a gym, fancy equipment, or hours of your time. What they do require is just a few minutes of consistency each week, and the payoff could mean living independently well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. How old are you, and where are you watching from? Share it in the comments below. We read every single one. 5. Wall push-ups with hold. We start our list with something deceptively simple: the wall push-up with a hold. At first glance, it looks almost too easy, but don't let that fool you. After the age of 60, the muscles in our chest, arms, and shoulders start to weaken faster than we realize. That loss of strength is exactly why everyday tasks, carrying groceries, tightening a jar lid, or pushing yourself up from a chair, begin to feel harder. Over time, these little struggles add up and can leave us feeling more dependent on others. That's why this small exercise is such a big deal. Researchers reported in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity in 2023 that older adults who practiced wall push-ups with a short hold boosted their upper body strength by more than 1/3 in just 2 months. Not only did their arms and chest grow stronger, but many also said they felt more capable in daily life. It's proof that even a movement this modest can deliver real change. So how do you do it? Stand an arm's length from a wall and place your palms flat against it at the height of your shoulders. Keep your body straight as you slowly lean forward until your nose almost touches the wall. Pause here for 3 to 5 seconds. You'll feel your arms, chest, shoulders, and even your core working to hold you steady. Then push yourself back to where you started. Think about moving with control, not speed. 2 seconds to lean in, 3 to 5 seconds to hold, 2 seconds to push back out. That rhythm is what makes the exercise effective. The beauty of this move is that you can tailor it to your comfort. If it feels too challenging, shuffle your feet a little closer to the wall. If you want more resistance, step them back. Start with just 5 repetitions and slowly build your way up toward 15 as your strength improves. And here's something that often gets overlooked. Wall push-ups don't just build muscle. That brief pause in the middle actually sharpens reaction time, which is directly tied to preventing falls. Imagine stumbling on uneven ground. Your body's first defense is the ability to catch yourself with your arms. Strengthening those muscles and improving how quickly they respond makes you far less likely to end up on the floor. So while walking is still a healthy habit, adding wall push-ups gives you something walking can't: the upper body resilience to stay strong and independent. If you're still watching and enjoying this video, this is the perfect time to gently remind you, go ahead and subscribe. That way you won't miss the rest of these exercises or the other health tips we share to help you keep moving with confidence. Number 4 on our list is the seated leg lift with resistance. Now, don't be fooled by the fact that you're sitting down for this one. Sitting might sound like the easy option, but in reality, this exercise targets some of the most important muscles in your body: the quadriceps, the hip flexors, and the deep core stabilizers that all work together every time you take a step, climb a stair, or rise out of a chair. Those movements might seem automatic when you're younger, but after 60, they start to require more effort. And if those muscles weaken, it doesn't just slow you down, it can steal your independence. That's why this simple chair exercise has caught the attention of researchers. In 2024, the Archives of Physical Medicine published a study following older adults who added seated leg lifts with resistance to their routine. The results were impressive. Their walking speed improved by 28%, and their stair climbing ability improved by 45%. Doctors often call walking speed the sixth vital sign because it's such a reliable predictor of longevity and overall health. In plain terms, walking faster and climbing stairs more easily are strong signals that your body is staying young on the inside. So how do you perform this exercise safely and effectively? Start by sitting tall in a sturdy chair with your back straight and your feet flat on the floor. Place your hands lightly on the sides of the chair for balance if you need to, but try not to lean back or slump. From here, lift your right leg straight out in front of you until it's parallel to the floor, or as close as you can get without straining. If that feels difficult at first, that's normal. Hold the position for 2 seconds, then lower the leg slowly without letting your foot touch the ground. That part is important. Keeping the foot just above the floor keeps the muscles engaged the entire time. Repeat this 10 to 15 times, then switch to the left leg. As you practice, focus on moving with control. Don't kick the leg up or let it drop back down. Think of it as a slow lift, a steady hold, and a careful descent. That rhythm not only strengthens the muscles more effectively, but also protects your joints from unnecessary strain. Now, let's talk progression. In the beginning, your own body weight is enough. But after 2 weeks or so, your muscles will adapt, and that's when it's time to add resistance. You can slip on a pair of light ankle weights, start with just 1 or 2 pounds, or loop a resistance band around your ankles. That little bit of extra load forces the quadriceps and hip flexors to keep working harder, which is how they grow stronger over time. This concept, called progressive overload, is one of the keys to healthy aging. Your body responds best when you give it just a little more challenge than it had yesterday. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is that it works one side of the body at a time. That's called unilateral training. As we age, small imbalances creep in. One leg often becomes slightly stronger or more stable than the other. Left unchecked, those imbalances increase the risk of tripping, limping, or putting excess stress on your hips and back. By training each leg independently, you ensure that both sides of your body are pulling their weight equally. That balance translates directly into smoother walking, better posture, and fewer injuries. Another overlooked benefit is how much this move engages the core. Keeping your back pressed firmly against the chair while lifting the leg forces your abdominal muscles to stabilize you. Over time, that means not only stronger legs, but also a steadier, more supported spine. For anyone who's ever dealt with back stiffness or discomfort, that extra stability is a gift. Picture it this way. Every time you get up from a chair, step off a curb, or climb into bed, these same muscles fire. If they're weak, the action is shaky and tiring. But if they're strong, you move with confidence. And confidence matters. It's what lets you trust your body again, instead of hesitating or worrying about a fall. So don't underestimate the seated leg lift. It may not look flashy, but it gives you exactly what you need to maintain independence. Stronger steps, quicker reactions, and the ability to move through your day with energy. Walking alone can't target these muscles the same way, which is why adding this exercise to your routine can make such a dramatic difference. And if you've made it this far into the video and you're still with us, I would love you to share your thoughts. If you're finding these tips valuable, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. 3. Standing heel raises with balance challenge. Now we come to number 3 on the list. Standing heel raises with a balance challenge. At first glance, this one might look almost too simple. Just rising up on your toes and lowering back down. But don't underestimate it. These few inches of movement do far more than people realize, especially for older adults. They strengthen your calves, improve circulation, and most importantly, sharpen your sense of balance. All three of those benefits are directly connected to independence and fall prevention. Think about how often you rely on your calves. Every single step you take, every time you stand up tall, and every moment you steady yourself after a stumble, it's your calf muscles quietly working in the background to keep you upright. The National Institute on Aging highlighted this in 2023, reporting that calf strength was actually the single best predictor of whether someone over 60 would remain independent in the following decade. Not blood pressure, not cholesterol, not even general activity levels, calf strength. That's how powerful this overlooked muscle group really is. And it makes sense. The calves are often called the second heart because they act like a pump. Each time you flex them, they squeeze blood back up towards your heart, improving circulation throughout the body. Weak calves mean poor circulation, swollen ankles, and even higher risk of clots. Strong calves mean better blood flow, more energy, and healthier organs. On top of that, strong calves give you the quick push-off you need when you trip. Without them, regaining balance after a stumble is nearly impossible. That's why falls become more common with age, and why this exercise can make such a difference. So let's walk through how to do it. Stand behind a sturdy chair or countertop, lightly resting your fingertips on it for balance. Keep your feet about hip-width apart. From here, slowly rise up onto your toes as high as you can, pressing through the balls of your feet. When you're at the top, don't rush back down. Hold yourself there for 3 seconds, standing tall and looking forward instead of down at your feet. That simple act of keeping your gaze steady forces your inner ear, the vestibular system, to work harder, which trains your balance. Then, lower yourself slowly, taking another 3 seconds to return to the floor. Start with 10 repetitions. As you gain strength, aim for 25 in a row. The key isn't speed, but control. That deliberate rise, that pause at the top, and that slow lowering are what transform this from an easy ankle stretch into a powerful stability exercise. Once 20 or more feel comfortable, you can progress to the single leg version. This means doing the same movement on just one leg while the other hovers slightly off the ground. Suddenly, the difficulty doubles. Not only are you lifting your entire body weight on one calf, but your balance is being pushed to a new level. It's a challenge, but it's one of the best ways to build the resilience your body needs to stay steady in real-life situations, like stepping off a curb, climbing stairs, or catching yourself mid-stumble. Now, let's step back and look at what this exercise really gives you. First, stronger calves mean steadier steps and fewer falls. Second, better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reaching your muscles, brain, and heart. Third, practicing the balance challenge improves coordination between your body and your brain. Studies even show that balance training like this can improve cognitive performance because it stimulates areas of the brain involved in spatial awareness and movement control. In other words, you're not just strengthening your legs, you're also keeping your mind sharper. And there's another layer to this. Many people don't realize how much confidence plays into fall prevention. If you've ever felt unsure about your balance, you know that fear alone can make you move more cautiously, even hesitantly. That hesitation often leads to stumbles. By practicing heel raises regularly, you rebuild both the physical strength and the mental trust in your body. Each successful repetition sends a quiet message to your brain. I am steady, I am capable, I can rely on my legs. That confidence carries over into everything. Walking outside, shopping, visiting family, or simply moving around the house without worry. So when you look at it closely, this exercise is about much more than just calves. It's about circulation, balance, brain health, confidence, and independence. It's the kind of small daily practice that quietly rewires your body to keep you living the life you want to live. If you're still here and following along, you're clearly serious about your health, and that makes me really glad you've joined us. Modified squats to chair. If there's one exercise that almost perfectly mirrors real life, it's this one. Think about how many times a day you sit down and stand back up. From the couch, the dining table, the car, or even the toilet. It's a movement we take for granted until it becomes difficult. And once you can't rise from a chair without help, your independence is at risk. That's why this exercise is so essential. It doesn't just build strength, it helps preserve one of the most basic, meaningful abilities of daily life: standing tall on your own. A large 2024 meta-analysis looked at 42 studies involving over 15,000 older adults and found something remarkable. Practicing chair squats reduced knee pain by 58% and increased lower body power by nearly half. Power here is more than just strength. It's strength combined with speed, and it's exactly what helps you move safely and confidently. In other words, this simple exercise has the potential to keep you mobile, reduce pain, and lower the risk of falls all at once. So how do you do it? Start with a sturdy chair, one that won't slide or tip. Stand in front of it with your feet about hip-width apart and your toes pointing slightly outward. Crossing your arms over your chest or reaching them forward can help with balance. As you begin, push your hips back first, almost as if you're trying to close a car door with your glutes. This small detail makes all the difference. It shifts the work into your powerful glute and thigh muscles, instead of straining your knees. Lower yourself slowly until your glutes lightly touch the chair. But don't fully sit down or relax. That gentle tap ensures your muscles stay engaged the whole time. Then, press through your heels to stand back up, squeezing your glutes as you rise. Aim for control rather than speed. Take 3 seconds to lower and 2 seconds to stand. Start with just 5 to 8 repetitions, and over time, work toward 15 or 20 in a row. Progression comes naturally with this exercise. Once 15 feels comfortable, switch to a slightly lower chair, like a sturdy coffee table or bench. The lower you go, the more range of motion you build, and the stronger your legs become. Later on, you can hold a light weight, a dumbbell, a bag of rice, or even a water jug, close to your chest as you squat. That extra resistance takes the challenge up a notch and continues to stimulate your muscles to grow. What makes the modified squat so valuable is that it trains multiple large muscle groups at once: your glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, and core. These muscles are the foundation for nearly every movement you do in daily life. Strengthening them not only makes sitting and standing easier, but also improves your walking speed and stability. Researchers even found that people who practiced chair squats regularly showed improved brain activity in the motor cortex, the area responsible for controlling movement. It's as if the brain itself was rewiring for better coordination. And let's not forget the psychological benefit. Every time you practice this movement, you're reinforcing confidence in your own body. Instead of dreading the moment you have to get out of a low chair or worrying about your knees giving out, you build the assurance that your legs can handle it. That kind of confidence spills over into the rest of your day, whether you're climbing stairs, gardening, or keeping up with grandchildren. So while walking is wonderful for keeping you active, the modified squat fills in the gaps that walking leaves behind. It restores one of the most important skills for independence, protects your knees rather than hurting them, and quite literally trains your brain and body to keep moving with power. If you're following along, give this one special attention. It's the kind of practice that pays off quickly and sets you up for long-term independence. And finally, we've reached number 1 on our list: the bird dog progression. This might look unusual at first glance. You're down on all fours, reaching an arm forward while extending the opposite leg behind you. But it's one of the most complete and beneficial exercises for older adults. It doesn't just strengthen your core, it also sharpens balance, protects your spine, improves coordination, and even benefits your brain. The reason this move is so powerful is because of the way it challenges the body and mind at the same time. Holding steady while your right arm and left leg are extended forces your muscles to stabilize from head to toe. At the same time, your brain has to coordinate both sides of the body in a cross pattern. That cross-body activation lights up the areas of the brain linked to memory and focus, which is why this exercise is increasingly recommended for seniors who want to support both physical and cognitive health. In fact, a 2024 study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that adults practicing bird dog progressions improved their fall risk by an astonishing 82%. Even more impressive, they actually increased bone density in the spine and hips by around 3%. That's the opposite of what usually happens with age, when bone density declines each year. This shows just how much impact a simple movement can have when done consistently. Here's how to get started. Place a yoga mat or soft surface on the floor and come onto your hands and knees. Keep your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Make sure your spine is neutral, not arched or rounded. Slowly extend your right arm forward and your left leg back until they form one straight line. Keep your hips level and resist the urge to twist. Hold this position for 5 to 10 seconds, breathing steadily, then lower back down and switch sides. Once you're comfortable, you can make it more challenging. Add small pulses by lifting the arm and leg an inch higher during the hold. Close your eyes to remove visual balance cues and really test your stability. Gradually increase the hold time as your strength and balance improve. The benefits are wide-reaching. You'll build deep stability muscles around the spine, which help protect against back pain. You'll improve balance and coordination, reducing the chance of falling. And you'll stimulate brain activity, reinforcing the very connections that keep your memory sharp and your focus steady. The bird dog progression is the perfect example of how exercise after 60 doesn't have to be complicated or exhausting. A few minutes of focused practice can create strength, stability, and even sharper thinking. And the best part, it's never too late to start. If you've enjoyed this countdown, let us know in the comments which exercise you're going to try first. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel so you'll always have practical, safe, and effective health tips at your fingertips. Walking is wonderful for keeping your body moving, but these 5 exercises go beyond what walking alone can do. They target strength, balance, brain health, and independence. The very areas that matter most as we age, and the areas walking often misses. By practicing them regularly, you're not just exercising, you're training your body to stay steady, strong, and confident in the moments that matter most. The best part is that you don't need hours in a gym or fancy equipment. Even starting with just a few minutes a week can make a measurable difference in how you feel, how you move, and how much freedom you enjoy every day. So tell me, which of these 5 exercises will you try first? Share your answer in the comments. We reply to every single one. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss our daily senior health tips.